These marriages are not perfect, but all in all, they seem to work. Marriage is an institution for grown-ups.
It's like a love-hate relationship.
There are no bosses in a modern marriage. He knows he's lucky to have a wife.
Morning, everybody. 7:26.
It's late for us.
We are late today. I've been awake for ages.
Yeah.
Simon and Lorra here. Husband and wife sentenced to life. We're just going over the style.
And he's hurting.
And over. 14 degrees on Wednesday, the 15th of September.
I didn't put my hat on today.
How would I can't hear you?
I said I didn't put my hat on today.
It's alright though, isn't it? Beautiful sky. Looks like it's been airbrushed, lots of clouds. The forecast is for a cloudy and occasionally sunny day, but we're learning not to trust the weather because yesterday it said it were going to style it down all day. Did a bit of spitting and that were it, weren't it? Really?
Yeah, we were really lucky.
So yesterday, it was first thing in the morning, by the way, so I'm having a real mental block. I've not got my list. What did we do yesterday?
Yesterday morning, as we thought it was going to rain, we were taking it easy. Betsy was doing schoolwork, you were doing your diary, I was doing a little bit of sorting of the clothes. And then I thought, do you know what? Even if it's spitting, it doesn't matter. Let's go to the farm, Longdown Dairy Farm.
Which you can see on my stories from yesterday in the Hampshire Diaries.
It's a tradition, you know, we've taken all the kids there, and then Betsy's been a few times, and she was like, can we go?
For days she's been saying this. In fact, pretty much since we got here.
So we kind of like packed the bag for all weathers and
Yeah, double outfits, coats in the back, mother-in-law in the back.
Yep, full
and,
car.
Off we trotted, and it was nice to be back there, really. And
It is a lovely place.
I said this yesterday, I think this is the last time that Betsy Pearl will really appreciate that place. You know, they'll always like going there.
I still enjoy it.
Yeah, and Leo seemed to have a good time yesterday. He handled a few chicks, which is not going to be the last time. He's off to university. No, he seemed to be having a good time. And just nice to be back there, weren't it, really?
Well, yeah, like, you know, it's one of these hands-on farms where you get to hold and stroke animals and
feed the goats. One of our most memorable times there, many years ago now, and Betsy was just first walking and talking.
Yep.
And it came to goat feeding time. And we had a great video of her when she first walked in and walked up to the goats and went, "Hello, cow!"
Yes.
And I mean, it's a catchphrase. Betsy Pearl was saying it the entire time yesterday.
Well, my favourite was the pygmy goats, because I've got this image of when we eventually moved back to the UK, of this little house in the countryside somewhere with this big garden.
Yeah.
And I want a couple of pygmy goats.
Yeah.
Like, I've been told they're great pets. You know, you need a shed, need a few things for them to play on.
We're just climbing over the second stile, by the way. Oh,
I did it more
you were very graceful.
Yeah.
Carried on talking. Just got over Troll Bridge. Yeah, go on. Pygmy goats.
Pygmy goats, and we've seen them on a few programmes as well, and seen people doing similar things.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted. But then when we saw them yesterday, you were quite surprised how big they are when they're adults.
Well, when we've seen them on Escape to Country, the pygmy goats, the smaller versions, aren't they?
Yeah.
These yesterday just look like goats to me, normal goats, big as a Great Dane.
They're so naughty, which is why I love them. They like hop around.
Yeah, scamps.
Yeah.
The little ones are really cute. But again, I've got that thing like I do with the dogs where I don't really have an affiliation. I don't feel the love. And again, it's lovely to see you guys doing that yesterday.
Well, I had a chick fall asleep on my bosom
Yeah.
and a guinea pig fall asleep on my bosom.
The hypnotic boobs of Lorra Smedley. Yeah. So we had a good time. Betsy Pearl, red letter day yesterday. She did the monkey bars.
Yeah.
And she got on the first one and could barely hang there, dropped off. And I did proper encouraging Dad. I'm like, look, just try and get to the second. And she did good. She almost made it all the way across. So I'm dead proud of her. And that was Longdown. Nothing much else of note happened there, did it? Really?
Smelly pigs and some smelly cows.
The whole place stinks.
No,
No, it does.
it's because I can't smell.
Yeah, this stinks everywhere you go.
It's a nice smell though, isn't it, though, farm
Yeah.
smell.
Almost bought some hot pepper jam, chili jam, which I like on a sandwich. £4.50 a little glass jar. Changed my mind. So back in the car, and we shot off to our next rain destination, even though it weren't raining.
Yeah.
Your mum, Gayle, she's been telling me about this place, Robin's Nest.
Robin's Nest Emporium.
Yeah. Now, Robin's Nest is the name of a 1970s sitcom, so that pulled me in straight away.
Yeah.
And it's a big warehouse. And inside, I'd say there are probably over 100 individual little stalls.
Yeah.
Knick-knack, antiques, bric-a-brac, objet d'art.
Well, it took me a while to understand this. I didn't realise that it was individual
Yeah.
stores, because I was like, well, they have not got this in a very good order.
Yeah, why isn't it sports equipment, electronics equipment,
Records.
fine dining, furniture?
Yeah.
But no, it's individual little.
And I was like, that makes sense now.
You get a little 10 foot by 10 foot cube,
Yeah.
and it's great fun.
I mean,
Again, we keep saying this. If we lived here, I'd have probably spent £5,000 yesterday.
I got a couple of little crafty. I like my big rings, don't I? I've got a couple.
Yeah.
Of them. But I think it's one of these places that some of the prices I didn't think were too bad.
Yeah.
But there were some things I think we could get at the car boot.
And I spoke to the lady about this because you walk round and there's nobody there. It's not. I thought there'd be somebody sat on every stall,
Right.
a bit like the car boot sale. But what this place does is they hire the pitch to you. You populate it with everything you want to sell,
Yeah.
put price tags on everything, and so you're picking things up as you walk around. You take them to the counter, and I said to her, so there doesn't seem to be any wiggle room for haggling. This is a prime haggling place.
Yeah.
And she said to me, well, you can haggle, I can phone the owners. Well, I picked up a couple of records, a James Taylor record and a soul compilation. It was £7.
And the thing is, if they're from a different stall, you can't then go, oh, I'll have two for a fiver. Because it's
Well, exactly. So that was the downside to it. I didn't like that I couldn't really haggle. But
a lot of nice stuff, though.
A lot of stuff. We will be back there when we eventually do come home. From there we popped up to Halfords to get Leo's bike kitted out. So Leo,
You say Halfords, I say Halfords.
well, yeah, your dad says Halfords, your mum says Halfords, so it's been Halfords to me. It's like scone and scone,
Yeah.
north-south divide. But anyway, Leo, king of the freebie, he's now blagged a free mountain bike from your dad,
Yeah.
Dennis.
Lovely.
And Dennis has done it all up for him, got it all clean and roadworthy. But he gave me a little list of things that were still required: mudguards, lights. So we had to pop to Halfords
Yeah.
in Shirley, which is the kind of millionaire's row of Southampton. Put it this way, I kept the car running.
Yeah.
And from there, we went for some food at a place that I want to big up. And
Big
it's
up,
one.
big up.
It's on the way on the Lyndhurst Road, isn't it? Heading out to Lyndhurst. It's a place called Ashurst.
Yes.
It's on the side of a busy road.
Well, it's a place we kind of drive through quite a few times to get to
but
different forest destinations.
Because of its location, it's kind of on the edge of the New Forest, but it's on a busy roadside.
Yeah.
So it's not one that you'd automatically think to stop at because you want the destination. You want to be going to the Ship in Lymington, on the harbour, or the drift.
Drift, yeah, in the middle of the forest.
Next to the train track at the forest. But this place, I don't know, we just never think to stop there, and we did. What a great pub.
Yeah.
Proper family pub. Inside, it had a sweet shop, which wasn't manned yesterday. It was quite quiet when we were there.
Yeah.
But I imagine it were pretty expensive as well. But it had a sweet shop. It had a gelato. Is that what they call them? The ice cream thing?
Yeah, great ice cream selection.
Beautiful pub. It was empty when we were there.
And again, obviously we're always on the lookout for veggie and vegan.
Yeah.
Had a really big veggie selection.
Yeah.
Which is always nice to see.
Very good. I opted for the Moving Mountains plant burger. You had a halloumi burger.
Yep.
Which wasn't battered, which is why I didn't have it, because I like the battered halloumi. Leo went for fish. I don't know why.
Yeah.
What do you call him? He's a pescatarian.
Well, he's a pescatarian, but doesn't really fish apart from a little bit of scampi and the occasional tuna sandwich. So, and then within minutes, he was gipping and
he had the regret, and it was huge. I mean, I was a bit jealous because my plate wasn't the biggest, just a burger and chips, wasn't the biggest of plates. His came and it had peas, it was massive.
Yeah.
Now, I don't like fish and chips, but I was jealous of the proportion. Your mum, Gayle, she had gammon, eggs and chips and peas. That was gigantic. Onion rings.
Yep, full shebang.
Yeah.
And even Betsy, for once, emptied her plate and then had a nice sticky toffee, to finish.
Now,
my only criticism was the table was a little bit sticky.
It was pub sticky, weren't it?
I'm not a fan of sticky pub tables.
Yeah. Very nice pub though, and a new TripAdvisor world record. Again, you can see it in the TripAdvisor folder, stories folder on my Instagram, Catboy92. Lorra advised on the chips.
Yeah, definitely the best chips we've had.
Still weren't, well, they were pub chips.
Yeah.
Chunky chips.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
But they weren't like chip shop chips.
No.
I think we're still to find a great chippy to beat that score.
Well, to be fair, we've only really done one proper chippy.
And we've not got long left here. Down in Cal Shop.
Does the TripAdvisor move up to Bristol?
TripAdvisor is worldwide.
And then we were in a bit of a rush then, weren't we?
So we bombed it back down through the forest, back down to Cal Shot. You and I headed out on this walk to try and walk off the gargantuan meal.
We've not had our morning walk either.
Because of the weather. Yeah. As you remember, yesterday we recorded the podcast in the car. We're not far from there now, actually. We're walking down that way. So we came back, shot out for a quick walk, freshened up, and then we were back out, which for us, going out of an evening, unheard of.
Yeah.
Me, you and Betsy Pearl. Leo stayed home for cyber sex, spelunking with God knows who. And we shot off to your auntie's house.
Yeah.
The lovely Kath.
Yeah, with
who is
my Uncle Dave.
Yes.
And
Kath is suspiciously smiley. She's the happiest person I've ever met in my life. Almost to the point of, what's going on with this woman? But she's just lovely, isn't she?
She is a lovely lady.
And the reason we'd gone, as you know, the other day we were down at the activity centre with Laura's cousin, Rianne.
Rianne, yeah.
And yesterday it was a chance to see Rianne's sister Heidi.
Well, Heidi was jealous, wasn't she? She's like, oh, they've got to see him. No, I'm only kidding. No, she obviously we didn't get to see Heidi, Rianne's sister, Kathy and Dave's other daughter, and she messaged and said, would we like to meet up?
Yeah. And it felt like a proper little family catch-up, didn't it?
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you're around to your aunties and uncles.
They put on the full
I felt awful.
full spread.
The coffee table was a bit Willy Wonka, bit Thornton's, a lot of chocolates.
Well, they even said it was like the family from Gogglebox
Yeah,
big-
it looked a bit like Gogglebox.
with the big dogs.
And I didn't have a single thing because we'd just had that big dinner not long before.
I know.
But we had a lovely couple of hours
Yeah,
chatting away.
talking about Gayle and
Antics.
BS stories.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get them confirmed by her brother.
Well, we found out the lineage of the BS family tree, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because it turns out
Apparently, Pearl, my nan,
who Betsy Pearl's named after,
yeah,
was a old-fashioned BSer.
yeah,
She's your uncle David
yeah.
told us a story about a sunken boat somewhere in Southampton water.
It's on the flyover, you know.
Yeah, and when the tide's out, you can see this wooden boat stuck there in the mud. And I
that
can't remember the exact lie, but
Well,
it's something like
that boat was the boat she got stuck in, I think, with her great grandma or something like that.
yeah,
And you can still see it today.
yeah, lie. And then there was another story about a big sword that was up on the wall. Old people used to have some mad stuff on the walls. My granddad had 2 guns and a machete on his wall that come from Mexico that my Italian uncle Renzo brought back. Anyhow, the sword story, I can't even remember. I don't think we got to the bottom of it.
That came from some pirates.
Yeah,
But yeah.
it's like your nan Pearl had got delusions of being some sort of Pirates of the Caribbean swashbuckler. Oh yeah, I was on a boat.
I'm not sure which one of us, out of me, my brother and cousins, which one of us has got the next stage
No, I wonder.
of the BS.
Yeah, your mum's definitely got it.
Well,
Actually,
it seems to be following down the female line.
when we were at the
so-
Antiques Emporium, Robin's Nest, I found a place, one of the stalls was doing these really heavy metal signs, little door signs and garden signs, and one of them said BS Corner
Yeah.
in its full glory, the full word, bullshine.
I felt bad because my mum thought I was coming in for a big cuddle and a
Yeah,
photo.
you went and stood with her and sneakily held the sign up behind her head, and I
Yeah.
took a picture.
And
I should have bought it for her, but I am not wasting £6 on that woman. So yeah, we had a nice night, lovely to see him. Gutted I couldn't fit in any chocolate.
I know, it looked lovely.
Betsy Pearl did her usual trick of being 100 miles an hour to falling fast asleep on the sofa in about 3 seconds.
Well, she got to play with all their old toys.
The Polly Pockets.
I can't believe she's kept them all.
Well, when you're here, it's not like in Dubai, is it, where
You don't have attics.
you've got
do
to
you?
clear your stuff out to make room for new stuff. You have attics, you have sheds.
And what's lovely is Heidi is she said she's always first on the new episodes. She's a regular podcast.
Loves the podcast. Well, I told them they were going to be on it, and I explained, because Kath's not listened, I explained I did already mention her about how they don't know my no hugs rule. And literally after I said that, she'd come in for another hug
Yeah.
straight away. She's not missing a squeeze of the big teddy bear.
But yeah, so Heidi's got to show her how to do the download. She
Yeah.
says she clicks on the link, but then doesn't know what to do from there.
Takes you somewhere. I don't know after that. It takes you somewhere. So,
Yeah, so if
got some
anyone has that problem, well, no,
Yeah. Well, if you're listening
I was
to
gonna
this,
say,
you're
if
not
they're
having the
listening, they're
problem.
not having that problem, are they? So no,
Yeah.
yeah.
we drove home in the pitch dark, just after 10 o'clock. Barely a car on the road. Betsy Pearl sleeping back.
I'd had a few,
You'd had some Prosecco with fruit in.
yeah, lovely
Hidden
strawberry.
fruit.
Yeah.
I'd had a cup of tea in a proper china cup. They know me.
So I was a little bit tipsy on the way back.
But we had the radio on low. it was driving down streets that have no street lights in the countryside.
Woo.
There was a bit of a mist.
Sorry, fell off.
And but beautiful, weren't it?
Yeah.
We got home straight to bed pretty much. That was yesterday.
Well, we were going to go and sit with my mum and dad, but
She was going to bed as soon as we got there, weren't
yeah, she was tired out. So yeah.
she? Right. That's about it. Now here's the day ahead today. Walking with alpacas.
Yes.
You know how we talk about things that seem to have got trendy? You know when you've been away and you come back and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
this seems to be the trendy thing. So obviously motorhoming
Yeah.
and camper vans is very trendy, but we're in the place for it. We're actually approaching a few now.
Wild swimming. That was my,
Wild swimming for wild women.
yeah.
Everybody's up to that. I bet you, we're just about coming to the beach now. I bet you there's a few out already and it's not even that nice a day today.
The paddle boarding.
Paddleboarding, all these things are trendy now.
Yeah.
And one of the other things that definitely didn't seem to be around last time we came back to the UK a few years ago.
Definitely not.
Pretty much every 500 yards there's a farm where you can walk with alpacas. And when we booked this I thought, oh, I've never heard of that, that's unique. They're doing that in Britain.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking it's one of these things we're going to have to drive hundreds of miles to find the walking by the alpacas countryside. In the time we've been here, I think we've driven past about 8.
8 signs, yeah.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
They're like Costa coffees, alpaca
exactly
walking.
that.
So we've got that to do today, and then afterwards, I don't know the name of this place, we're going for a cream tea, an afternoon tea, at the place where we went after your parents got married,
Yeah.
which was a really beautiful sunny afternoon. Everybody loved it. We were talking about it with your aunt and uncle last night. We just had a great couple of hours there. So
And Betsy loves a cream tea.
she does.
Yeah. She's a little nan at heart.
Yeah, little
Yeah.
English rose.
Yeah.
And we've got that, so we'll report on all that tomorrow. So
Anything else you wanna?
I don't think I've got much to add. I've started getting that strange feeling now because I know we're leaving here soon.
Yeah, it's come round.
What day? It's Wednesday today. When do we leave? Friday morning.
Yeah, and we're we're trying to get through that to-do list of things we've got to get
Yeah.
for Leo.
Which I think we've just about done.
Yeah, we're pretty much there.
But it's getting to that weird stage where I don't want to describe it as cabin fever because we're not staying in, but I felt a bit frustrated these last couple of days and I don't know why. I think it's time running out. You know,
Yeah.
am I missing out on something? Is there something I've not done? We've not been to Isle of Wight, we've not been to Leap, we've not been to Bournemouth, all these things we normally do. We were going to go to Brighton for a day.
Yeah.
We've just not managed it. So I've started feeling a little bit frustrated. And there's that thing of, we're running out of time with your parents. And, you know, the first 4 or 5 days when we were in isolation, we were just all together all the time.
Yeah,
And now
lovely.
I feel like that's running out, which is a real shame.
Oh no, well, you know.
So, yeah, I feel a bit weird. I want to have a really nice day today, but I want to sort of shake this weird feeling I've got.
Yeah, we've got to make the most of it. But yeah, it's
So we're almost at the end of the Hampshire Diaries before we move on to the Bristol Diaries.
which is also means we're that little bit closer to saying bye to Leo.
Closer to saying bye to Leo, closer to the end of what I'm going to call a holiday now because we are enjoying it, because the stress has lifted a bit. Closer to being back to normality in Dubai. You know, life, work, school runs, bills.
Yeah, still trying to work out how to get Leo recognised for his Pfizer vaccines.
Yeah. See, this seems to be, I'm not part of this, but this seems to be the biggest issue we've got, because if you don't get it, he might not be able to go out on the lash
For Freshers
for
Week.
Freshers Week.
Oh, that's a big deal.
It's a big deal for him. I don't care.
I know you don't.
No, I don't, because he's a rubbish drinker. He's a 1 pint drunk. And he's going to be in the right tangle, and I'm going to have to deal with you in Dubai chewing your nails off every night until you hear from him. So, fair play to the NHS. Don't let him have it.
Shh, don't say that.
Right. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Love you lots.
Okay, bye.
The end.